I'm excited to welcome on a top prospect in 2023, Steffe. What's going on there, bro?
Nothing much. Just chilling.
Absolutely, man. Well, I mean, for starters, you're getting back on the court to a degree. You got to go to big time camp today. Only 2023 got to make a top 20 game. Just what was this camp like?
It was good. We got up and down. It was really fun. I liked how it was more on the games rather than skills portion because that's what we're all there to do is hoop.
Mhm.
So it was a really good camp. It was fun.
And you're part of 2023. You still have quite a few more AAU years, thankfully. But overall, you've had a lot of time at home. What have you been really working on during this break?
I've been working on my body a lot, trying to get stronger faster, trying
Mhm.
to get my hops up, and then I'm working on my ball handling a lot.
Absolutely, man. And let's kind of head into one of the big things. That's your recruitment process for a freshman guy that obviously usually guys usually don't get offers till later on in your high school career, especially without having AU. You're sitting here now with a ton of offers. Just what's it feel like to be in the position you're at right now?
It feels good, but there's always room to improve and to get better and go try to be the best you can be.
Couldn't agree more. And your first offer was Western Michigan. Take us to that first day, just finding out you had a Division One offer.
Yeah, it was a really cool day because Western Michigan and well, the old coach was Coach Hawk,
Mhm.
and he's the best man at my dad's wedding. He coached my dad, everything. So it was my first offer, and it was from him. So it felt really special. He's like family to me.
That's awesome. And now you're in a position where you have schools like Oklahoma State, ASU, TCU, Georgia Tech, Auburn. I mean, the list goes on. What are some of the schools that show the most interest in you right now?
Oklahoma State been on me since a year ago. It's been really fun. I like the guy. I like Coach Boynton. He's my guy. SMU starting to get in the mix a little bit, and pretty much it.
And you mentioned SMU. Who's some of those schools that are currently showing interest in you but have yet to give the offer?
So there's a couple of SMU, Villanova, and Butler.
Okay.
So those three.
Which one of those do you think you might get an offer from the soonest?
Probably SMU.
Mm-hmm. That's
Probably
awesome.
SMU, and it's not SMU then Villanova.
Gotcha. And so let's kind of just break down some of these schools. You're still a long way away from going your visit, kind of heavily getting this recruiting process. But from what you know in the beginning processes, Oklahoma State, you mentioned recruiting you hard. Coach Boynton's an incredible coach, a younger coach. What do you like about the energy and the feel of Oklahoma State?
I love how it's all about the kids. It's all about getting better. It's all about winning. It's just a great feel and it's a good energy around it.
And you see them pouring a class that I regard as possibly one of the best, not the best class in 2020, headed by Cade Cunningham, Donovan Williams, Matthew, I mean, the list goes on. How much more pin does it make a program when they pull in the stars they just pulled in?
It makes it a lot better because kids start recognizing how good the school is, and it just takes off from there.
And they have been handed the punishment, obviously, no playoffs for this upcoming season. And obviously, none of these guys are really even on the roster, but just the overall program, when you see a program like them that might have off the court things they've dealt with or are dealing with, what goes through your mind when you see that?
I see it, but like it was an old coaching staff when that happened, so it's kind of like they turned a page and they're getting punished for it, but it is what it is at the end of the day. And Coach Boyden's a great coach, and he handled it incredibly.
Couldn't agree more, man. The next school I want to touch up on is out here where I live in Arizona, Guard U. We know Coach Hurley preaches about that Guard U University, and that's obviously a big time program pulling stars as well. What do you like about Arizona State?
It's they get up and down. They shoot the ball. I love how they play. It's in a great conference. I love the Pac-12 conference. That's one of my favorite conferences. Like I would say, three of my top 10 favorite schools growing up were in the Pac-12. So it's kind of cool to get an offer from that.
And as well as with them, when you see a guy, not only just a star player like Jake Up or someone, but guys at your position, the guy Remy Martin, guy Jen House probably will become, Holland Woods, if these guys go to the NBA, how much more pin does it make a guy as a point guard, shooting guard kind of position go to the NBA?
It makes it incredibly bad because it shows what Arizona State did in order to get that guard to the NBA. So it gives me a better way to think of it rather than just going in there thinking something else.
And another one is TCU. They're going back to the Big 12 in Texas, staying close to home. What do you like about them?
It's close to home. You can see my mom every day.
Mm-hmm.
I, I like how they play, and they use their shooters a lot. And it's a great school. I love the coaches there.
So let me ask you about this then. And you mentioned staying close to home to a degree. How appealing would it be to go to a school that is somewhere close to home, or at least in kind of a reachable distance where your parents could come to games in that kind of situation?
It's kind of 50-50 for me. My parents want me to stay down here, but I'm looking at the bigger picture, looking what is the best for me, program wise, school wise, coach wise. So it really doesn't matter where I play as long as I like it. I like it, and it improves me and helps me reach my dream.
Absolutely, man. Another big school is Georgia Tech. They're as well just another Power 5 school, a big-time program. What do you like about them?
I love the coach, Coach Passender.
Mm-hmm.
His Coach Pastor's dad was the owner of Houston Hoops, and I used to play for them, so it was cool. I also like how everyone plays pretty much, but it's just cool to get different conferences from offers wise.
And we're going to talk about another conference in a second, but we've already mentioned schools for the Big 12, the Pac-12, ACC, SEC. I mean, you got schools from all over the conferences. What kind of stands out at each conference? Like, what is some of the big things you like about the different conferences?
Uh, I love the Pac-12 just because it's kind of like it's not as much get in the paint, go score. It's kind of do what you want, get your shot, and I love that. So I like the Pac-12. SEC is really ground and pound, so it'll be more difficult, but it's a bigger upside as well. So it's cool.
Couldn't agree more, man. That's also where I want to head over to Auburn. Once again, they're a big-time guard school. We'll see what they do with Sharif Cooper, but he's already developed guys like Isaac Okoro, a whole bunch of other guys. What do you like about Coach Pearl and just the energy they have over there?
Coach Pearl is one of the most energetic coaches ever. So it's the energy is great it looks like, but I'm waiting to see how they do how they put Sharif Cooper in different situations, ball screens, off the ball. So it'll be interesting to watch.
For you personally now, what kind of position do you see yourself being at the college level?
I said I'm a 2, but I can play the 1 at any time. I would say.
And have you got to talk to Coach Pearl much yet?
I talked to his son, who's also a coach there, so it was cool, and he told me what Bruce said, so it was very dope.
And I think Auburn does have a special culture, a special locker room over there in terms of just having fun. I mean, every locker room has their own special thing. What would you say is like kind of the perfect situation locker room wise? Like, what's the kind of personalities you would see yourself kind of fit in with?
I mean, to be honest, it really doesn't matter to me. Like, I pretty much fit in with everybody. I make friends with a lot of kids, and it's like I just love hooping, and everybody else loves hooping. So you get there, and it's just you have so much fun.
Couldn't agree more, man. You look at all these colleges, you're going to pull in more as time goes on. Ultimately, though, for a college to land you someday, what's the thing that they have to have that they kind of are a priority for you to have at a college?
They have to have a plan for like what they're going to put me in, what situations they're going to put me in, how they're going to play me, how I'm going to get off a ball screen or how I'm going to get a ball screen, and just all the different situations.
So how would you say you want to be used and played in the game?
I say I want to be used as one of the main scorers, not just a shooter, because that's what everybody knows me as a shooter. But I can do much more than that, and put me in situations in order for me to score, and then also put me in situations on defense to help the team and get in somebody and get a steal and get the energy going. And I'm big on energy, so once something happens, just keep it rolling.
Is there a college or a pro player that kind of look at that you kind of model your game after, or you think you play a lot like?
Tyler Hero, I would say. One of them. I just thought he's just a dog, so it's so fun to watch.
And he obviously went to a blue blood school. As time goes on, I can imagine those schools will start getting involved with you as well. What if something going to like a school like Kansas or Duke, Kentucky, UCLA, something like that, interest you at all?
It would if it's the right situation, for sure. If they have a plan, and what they're going to do with me is get me better and get me to my dream of being in the NBA. So if they do come in and I feel like I can go play with the best of them and go kill, then for sure, no doubt.
And there's another big attraction point for a lot of guys, and that's the potential opportunity to team up with someone, an AAU teammate, a high school teammate. Is there anyone you talked to that you would see yourself really want to play with at the next level?
My boy David Oyana from Team Griffin. That's my boy right there. I've talked with him about playing college basketball somewhere. Omaha Baloo from Iowa. That's also one of my dudes. So that'd be very, very fun if I could play with one of them in college.
Absolutely, man. Let's talk about your high school season. The reason you're pulling all these offers is because you're a big-time year. 22-11 season, you averaged near 15 points a game. Take us through the ups and downs of your first freshman season.
Well, it was a long season to say the least. Our first game, first half, our starting point guard, one of my best friends, Isaiah Foster, tore his ACL. So I went from being a 2 guard to being a 1 in a matter of 10 minutes of the first game. So I had to play the 1 the whole season, bring it up, guard the best player, everything. So it was very challenging, but it helped me tremendously.
And that's something, just being a freshman for starters is not easy at the high school level. How are you able to adjust so quickly to becoming a position while still being a top point guard on your team?
I just listen to the coaches. I do what they say, and you just gotta go out there and go give it your all and be a dog on the court, and don't give up, don't let down no one. Just go at it.
I believe you've also been playing with the school since about 8th grade. What was it like kind of getting that experience since being a middle schooler?
It was cool. I was with my high school since like 7th, 8th grade. So I had all the games, all on the bench, just watching, soaking all the information in, and just right when it was my turn, I already knew it was going to happen, and it happened.
And we look at your stats for this past year, pretty solid numbers for a freshman season. What kind of expectations for now for your sophomore year? What do you think you're capable of averaging next year?
My goals for next year would probably be around 18 points per game and probably 5 assists, and 7 rebounds. Just gotta get the boards, give my boys some assists, and just go to work.
And one thing about you we know is you've even talked about it. You're a sharpshooter. You can shoot from anywhere pretty much. How have you kind of learned? How have you kind of worked in their game to become such an elite shooter at this age?
My dad just put a lot of shots up when I was young. That's all I was when I was younger, just a pure knockdown shooter. And as I got older, when I got in 6th and 7th grade, I started developing the other parts of my game, such as my handle, quickness, and stuff. So my handle incorporated with my shot and mid-range game that's where the selling point is.
And you even had a game where you broke the school record, most threes in a game. Take us through what that game was like.
It was definitely cool. I broke the record. We were winning by a lot, and I just got hot, really hot, hit like 5 in a row. So just kept it going, and it ended up with like 7 or 8.
And you were named the all first team district. You were named all co-newcomer of the year. You had a lot of big time awards. What did it feel like to be able to get all that recognition?
It felt good for sure, just like anything. But it felt really good, but I was just mad we didn't make the playoffs. That's all. I'm more looking at playoff state. Like, I can get any award I want, but it doesn't matter if we don't make state.
One other big thing I want to touch up on is you made all academic team as well. To be an athlete and have great academics is not a common thing. Who established that want and that kind of passion to get good academics as well?
For sure, my mom. My mom been hard on me since I was in kindergarten. She has been on me forever. So I got to make her proud in the classroom and just go get my stuff done, get it done, and then go on the court and hoop out.
That's big time, man. I know you also have a relationship with RJ Hampton to a degree. What was it like when he came out and supported you?
It was dope for sure because he just came back from overseas. So for one of his first days back overseas to come watch me play, it was very cool, and that's my guy.
How did you guys' relationship first start?
It started, I think, through AAU because one of my basically my brother at this point is Davion Harmon, started point guard at Oklahoma. So I think I met RJ through Davion, and then we just kept in touch. And RJ saw how I was doing in high school, so he hit me up and was like, I'm going to pull up. So it was cool.
That's awesome, man. And next season now, you already mentioned what kind of numbers you want to put up. Your coach and your team already put out who some of the teams are going to be playing against. Richardson, we know who they got. Duncanville is loaded as always. How excited are you for some of those games next year?
So excited. I was so hyped when that happened. I love challenges. I love playing the best teams there is. So to get those two is just incredible.
For your freshman year, what was your favorite game?
Probably when we beat John Paul II. They were like 20-0 when we played them, and we were down the whole game, and then I hit two threes to go up 3, and then we kept it going for the last minute, and we ended up winning by like 2, I think. And that was the only loss they had the whole season. They won like 42-1, and we were the only loss.
And when you talk about Duncanville next year, there are 2 other guys that are in your same class, obviously in Ron, Cam Barnes as well. How excited are you to go up against those guys?
I'm so excited. Me and Ron be playing Fortnite, so I was talking to him about it, so it was cool. It's cool. You gotta go at it though.
For sure. And I mean, when you look at your freshman class, it's a loaded class, it's a special class. What's it like being part of 2023?
It's a dope class, to say the least. It's loaded. It's really loaded, and it's fun. It's a fun players to play around, and it's cool.
And you really started to burst on the spotlight last year at this Team CP3 Rising Stars camp. What was that camp like?
It was the best camp I've been to be honest. Like, they put it exactly how you want it, and it was the best because the coaches kept the players in check, and it was really fun. So you could play real basketball in a camp environment, which is rare.
Mm-hmm. And as we talked about too, you are part of Team Griffin. A ton of the top guys in 2023 is on that team. How excited are you to be able to get back with them whenever that time does come?
So excited. I'd say we're the best team in the country, and we can't wait to go take people's heads off and go beat people at 30. And they're my brothers, so it's cool to play with them.
And you guys have a loaded team. You already talked about David, your guys' bond. You guys have Gus. You guys have a guy in Tyler that's underrated, but it's starting to get a lot more attention now as well. And the list goes on. Just take us through your team and some of the guys on the roster.
So we got me, and then we got Gus. Gus is my dude, racking up so many offers lately, been balling out. We got David, 6'10", my dog, and then we got Jaden Greathouse from Austin. He's a bucket, locks up, plays defense. He's also the best football player in the state. And then we got Jacoby, who's also the best football player in Oklahoma. So it's cool that they play dual sports, but also they're incredibly gifted on the court. Then we got Parker, sharpshooter, bucket, and we got Luke, who gets bucket, gets anything you want, and then Tyler. And Tyler's just Tyler. He's bucket.
And so why did you chose Team Griffin originally?
The Coach Roby, my guy. He's best coach, like one of my best friends pretty much. He's just one of my favorite human beings on the earth. He's a great guy, great coach. So originally we were like in Vegas and we were talking. I was playing with someone else, and he was talking to my dad about playing with him, and we tried it out, and I loved it. So it's gonna be with them till senior year.
That's awesome, man. The last thing before I let you go is I can imagine you also want to build a legacy for yourself with what you achieve on the court as well as off of it. So by the time you walk away from the game someday, what do you want your legacy to be?
I wanted to be that I'm one of the best shooters, you know, but also one of the best bucket getters, and that I played hard every single game.
Absolutely, man. Well, I'm definitely excited to see what God got next for you, man. I appreciate you taking time to come on, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
Of course, man. You're always welcome on, bro. God bless.
Yes, sir.